Mhm. Well, namaste, my dear friends. I'm very happy to welcome you. I'm very happy to see all of you. Thank you for sharing your voices, your videos, and I'm very happy that all of us got connected today. And today it's our kind of introduction call. Our call was so just to get to know a little bit better each other, to see which requests we have. And after we will make some sharings about ourselves, I will share the main insights for the coming week of the work that we will do. So, one more person with the link. Yes. Right now, some people are joining up and sending me private messages. So sometimes I will be answering the people who are joining up. Yes, here I see Esteban. So, dear friends, maybe in the beginning, so everybody would feel themselves more relaxed, I can just make my own small introduction and share what it is. So I have a suggestion to make just like such a small round of sharing, just like, I don't know, like 1.5 minutes, like 90 seconds, and or 2 minutes, and just to share such things about, so just who you are, where are you from, and just what you do. So eventually that all of us would get to know each other, that we would see from which countries we have, which kind of fields and backgrounds we have, and eventually this will help us just to see that even though we come from different cultures and backgrounds, that we're actually very similar. So that's the first thing. So the second one topic that I want you to share, it's what you want to find out from Amanita and what you want to achieve during the course that we're going to do. So what is that formulation that you have right now prepared for yourself that you want to receive from the work that we will do? So this is the second one. And yes, and the third one, I would say what are the results that you want to achieve? So well, the second one, it's more connected with Amanita Muscari and spirituality are the things that you want to find out and what things are interested. And the third one is just what you want to achieve after finishing the course. So there, I would say it's more suits about the aspect of your formulation. So I'll repeat just where you're from, like who you are, what you do, and how did you find out about the Amanita Muscaria, and then your interest to Amanita Muscaria and spirituality, and what you want to have by the end of the course. So I'll start with myself. So my name is Vadim. I originally come from Estonia. I live currently for almost 4 years in Asia. Right now I'm based in Thailand on the island Koh Phangan. So what I do professionally, I'm a professional healer and a shaman. So I'm a mentor, a guide. Before that, I used to work more than 15 different business fields, including public ones and even international affairs and etc. But the last 4 years, I fully focused on my spiritual path. And all I do is something what, let's say, resonates with my soul. So I live my life just the way that my soul wants me to live. So if to speak about Amanita and spirituality, then on the spiritual path, I'm for over 20 years. My connection with the mushroom started about 14 years ago, and the work with Amanita about 4 years ago. So 10 years I was working with different type of psychedelic mushrooms and studying them and working with spirits and other concepts. And then finally Amanita came out, and from that point, everything became very straight, as I finally found a tool with which I could work with every person and that literally suits everybody. And from that moment on, I just focused on unveiling this path and eventually developing a methodology so that every person could work with Amanita and themselves without, like any middleman. That eventually everybody would have that skill and that knowledge of knowing that you can program your life, you can heal yourself from anything, you can change your reality. All you have to do is to take care of yourself. So the things that I will be sharing during the course, and maybe what I want to achieve and what is the focus that I want to achieve to the end of the course. Well, I want that to the end of the course that all of you would receive your results, that you would achieve those things that you want, that you would become happy, that you would be connected with your soul, that you would see how you're creating in your life everything, and that you would see by seeing that you're creating it, that you can change everything. So it will bring me a very big happiness to hear your awesome stories by the end of our work about your achievements, changes, and results. Okay, this is from my side. So now let's go just one by one. I will just maybe ask by the videos which I have, as the first one who joined up today was Matej. So Matej, could you please introduce yourself and share?
Hello, my name is Matt or Matej. Thanks for pronouncing it well the first time. Usually people go for Matej. I'm from Slovakia. I am a web developer by trade. And I found out kind of, I don't know how Amanita entered exactly, but somehow I got to know that it's not actually poisonous and it might have some psychoactive properties. So I started investigating it more and more. And I found these 2 interviews with Johan and Marianne, yeah, from Switzerland, and they actually mentioned you, that they are working with you, and I watched them first, started working with Amanita, watched them second time, it made more sense, and yes, I had some mini doses as well, and I have some experience with psychedelics, but I never felt this way, this somehow a huge internal power within, and it got me hooked and intrigued. So I'm very curious, and also I would like her to help me to kind of like finally step into my full potential and stop holding myself back from stepping into I'm not like the light fully and shine the way I'm meant to, not to prevent like holding myself back. No one's in my way except for me. So that would be my request.
Great request. I very like, and may the things that you request be achieved and the wisdoms that you desire be given.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Matej. So next one, Amir. So please, brother.
So let's go with all honesty here. My real name is Abbas, but since I know the meaning of it, I just stopped. I just disconnect myself because it means grumpy, a grumpy lion. So also, since 8 years, I moved here in Switzerland, and I still have a problem with my permission to have a job. So back then in Iran, I had a business with my father. I was helping my father with his furniture business. I was doing his finance thing, doing his selling, organizing the workers and everything. But I study IT in university, and I finished my studies with web development, as our friend was talking about it. But I never worked in this field yet since I'm here, and I'm 29 years old. My request from Amanita is that if the reality that we are experiencing is a result of within. So there must be something that I have to change so that I realize the thing that I really truly want. So I want to change some of this, how do you call, pain cycles maybe that I'm recreating unconsciously. I wanna live the life on my own end and yeah, leave my, as I wrote it down in the group chat, I want to leave my mark on this world and yeah.
Well, beautiful, Amir. If you want, we can call you Happy Lion. That will be the of course.
Sure, that would be nice.
And you're feeling it correct that for sure, if anything in life is working or not working, the only answer is here.
Yeah.
So if you truly want to change something, just focus on yourself, understand which aspects, which questions, which topics you have to work through. And once you work them through, everything starts to move and to develop. So I have a very positive feeling that you're going to find many answers. And with the right answers, and the correct actions follow, and correct actions always bring the right results. It's so simple. You just do and you get. So from my side, I'll just share which effective do's you can create so to get what you desire. So thank you very much, brother, for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Pamela?
Hi, everyone. My name is Pamela. I'm from Montreal, Canada. I first discovered, well, I guess first, I'm a mom of 3, and I used to teach yoga. I've done some massage trainings and different things like that. I first discovered Amanita muscaria maybe 14 years ago on the West Coast of Canada. And I didn't know much about it, but I was interested enough to pick it, but I didn't really know how to dry it or work with it anyway. So that never ended up working out, but I've experimented with the psilocybin a little bit and other plant medicines. What else? Yeah, I've recently discovered it the past 2 years, and I've kind of been experimenting with it and haven't known the optimal way to work with it until I found your videos. And when I found your videos, I just found them very, very simple and sort of like the best wisdom I've ever seen. And I'm kind of a seeker. So I found the simplicity to your teachings and the way you were speaking about our avatars and everything just really, really resonated with me. And I was like, yes, let's do this. So I want to have less fear, less anxiety, more happiness, change the places in my life where I lack harmony. And yeah, just have more magic in my life. And oh no, my dog is stuck in the bathroom now. My kids are sleeping. I have to go get him.
Well, thank you very much, Pamela, for sharing. We understood the picture, and please. Well, by Pamela, it's right now 5 a.m. She is doing a great job by joining our call today. Well, you're a fast mom. What can I say?
Yeah.
So please, Pamela, repeat one more time what you would like to achieve during the course, by the end of the course. What is your personal request, the big one?
More confidence, more happiness, peace and harmony.
Okay, may it be so. It's a deal. Thank you very much, Pamela, for sharing. Oh, Dominic, please, brother, share your story.
Okay, I'm Dominic, living in Zurich, Switzerland. I'm working as a knifesmith, but we don't produce anything. We sharpen knives and scissors and everything who has an edge. Professionally, I like my job, but I also would like, and I start right now to work with people who are asking for this in a holistic way to help them, to better their lives on every level. And this is right now starting already. I came in contact with Amanita muscaria through the brother of my partner, my Bettina, in last October. And funny enough, in summer, I already seen Amanita muscaria while I was walking in mountains through the forest. And it already somehow resonates, but I didn't know what to do with it. So, and funny enough, 5-6 years ago, I painted a picture. It came into my mind just to paint Amanita muscaria rocket. It was 5 years ago, and the rocket body had the colors blue with 2 yellow stripes, and this colors of Sweden. And yeah, I went to the presentation from Johan. He's from Sweden, so yeah, it's kind of funny. And okay, yes. Amanita and spirituality. Yeah, now I'm microdosing for a while, on and off, but less off than on. And right now I'm still emotionally out of balance somehow. It betters. And I'm asking me if I should have a break with microdosing, if it has something to do with it. Yeah, I mean, I was as a helper now on 3 ceremonies, and I could have a lot. I learned a lot and experienced a lot, and it helped me already a lot on my way to start my business to help other people. So I have at Tuesday now my 2nd workshop with this Breatharian initiation thing. And yeah, the homepage starts as well for personal one-to-one work. And yeah, it's already unfolding some stuff that I want to achieve and change in my life. But I joined this course really so what I want to achieve at the end of the course, to really stabilize my emotional balance thing, to better manifest what I want in my life, to really be more strict in doing the work, writing down the stuff in my diary, and yeah, being connected with all these good people, what they really like to change their lives and are awake, and it helps me a lot and gives me a lot of pleasure to finally be in contact with you all guys who want, I think, the same somehow. And yeah, just being the light that I can be to be a good full build. Yeah, I don't know right now in English. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Well, I can just comment that Dominic helped in organizing the ceremony in Switzerland, and he did a great job. Because so he saw the reflection on how a ceremony can go, and why you need, let's say, specialists who can assist during this period, because it's not comparable with psychedelic mushrooms, like at all. So that's why just if you ever will want to get some inspiration why you shouldn't do a big dosage of Amanita by yourself, you can speak with Dominic. He can easily share some interesting stories, but may the let's say, not scare you too much. But eventually, it's all part of the healing. And for sure, Dominic, your requests are heard and your requests will be fulfilled. Just focus on yourself and remember all the answers are just in your own relationship with yourself. Once you again create the deep connection of clarity and love, everything will start to again to flow beautifully and easily. So thank you very much for sharing, brother. Namaste. So now, Conrad, please, brother.
Can you guys hear me? Good. So I'm Conrad. I grew up in Southern Africa, but I've now been living in Germany for quite some time. I was married to a German. That's why I moved here. And I have very many faces and have experienced very many things on this planet. I grew up very remotely and was a very beautiful life with all the animals and things like this. But I also experienced, very dark things like war and so on. I've been working in Frankfurt as a lawyer. I think it's about now 4 years. The universe has been very busy with me, or my soul has been very busy with me to change things. And basically, my whole life collapsed. I fell over at work because I was working too much, getting divorced, and so on and so on. And then I said, okay, I really need to change something. So I started doing a lot of work. I've done a lot of plant and animal medicine work, which is good. I've also done like basic shaman training. And with Amanita, I came to this about 3 years ago. It was a very strong call, much stronger than any of the other medicines I've dealt with in the past. And the interesting thing was usually the other ones I tried a bit more, let's say more easy. But with Amanita, I was very careful. I did a lot of research first. And so I think it was last summer in Switzerland, I had my first ceremony with Amanita Dreamer. There I also met Mariana and Johan. It was a very intense experience, but a profound experience. And I knew then also why Amanita was calling so strong to me. I have not since done any ceremonies. I first needed to make the first changes in my life, which I've now done. I would like to build a stronger relationship with the mushroom. I suspect I will be dealing with Amanita for still a very long time in my life. I've asked for clarity to create more oneness with my soul, because obviously there's a problem, because I have a lot of chaos in my external world, really crazy things which most normal people never have to deal with. I've been in plane crashes, I've been in car crashes, really crazy things. So there's obviously a lot that my soul is not happy with. But I'm not getting the message where it has to go. I just know that I have to end this life where it is now. I've spent a lot of time painting also, and this has been going quite well. But whether this is my new purpose in life, I don't think so. I don't know. So yeah, I'm looking for clarity so I can create this oneness with the soul, so that I can really hear what the soul now wants. Because basically my life got just wiped flat on the table. I said, okay, so it's broken down now, but now when I rebuild it, I would like to rebuild it in alignment, so I don't have to go through this process again. I think that is what I've asked for. Yeah, and as part of this is I will hopefully learn what my highest excitement is and thereby step into my power. So if I can align with this, I think I will have a beautiful and fulfilling life, which is my main aim. Yeah.
Beautiful, Conrad. Beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing such a interesting path. And for sure, I think in your case, you should have started to lead a diary when you were 15. You would have already right now a blockbuster story about the
Definitely.
whole truth of life. So,
Yeah.
but I'm very happy that you're now in such full focus in understanding that it is important to understand what my soul wants. So to create that prosperity in life, everything what you have in life, it's literally just a reflection of what you're living through inside. So if you're not taking in your power and your path, and you're always suppressing it, of course, through this suppressing conflict inside of you, you will attract, as I call, karmic or stupid situation in the outside. And with all of your crashes, well, for sure, your soul is sending you like really, really strong messages. So it's cool that you finally hear it. You can afterwards put into your book the stories, how many crashes you needed to start to listen to yourself. And you definitely came by the right address. I'll share those wisdoms which helped me in my life to, let's say, to find the answers. Because all the answers only we can find for ourselves. We find only that where we make our own conclusion. If we formulate our own conclusion, this is knowledge. If we don't formulate our conclusion, this is just information. We can information see, read, understand, but 1 hour or even 10 minutes and we'll forget about it. So it's all about the knowledge. It's all about the conclusions. So and during our work, we'll analyze a lot and ask the right questions. And through that, I'm sure you're going to have a more structured picture of everything that you went through. And through that, the understanding who you are, what you need, and what is your path. So may this 2 months bring you the answers that your soul desires. Thank you very much for sharing. Well, Catherine.
Okay. Yes, hello, I'm Catherine. I live in Basel, Switzerland. And I met Manita Muscaria last October. By a friend. She thought, oh, that's something for me. And then I am in contact with Marian and Johan, and I went to the full moon dance, and I'm really glad. I am a dancer. I dance. I am an artist, but I've worked as a kindergarten teacher because I do not really have a line which art I will do. Now I do everything. I play a little bit guitar, I sing, I dance, I paint, but the painting is a little bit traumatized with my father. He was a painter when he was young, but he didn't do it. He drank. And when my parents get divorced, so I did not paint anymore. And now, yeah, I'm an artist on large.
Beautiful.
Yes, I wanted also when I was young or before my 20s to be an actor, but it didn't work. And when I started to be a dance teacher, shamanic dance, and so then I stuck in the formation to get it to really to work with people to give dance sessions. And I remembered also in the kindergarten, I was stressed the whole time. People looked at me and I had to, because I really think I can't do it. I'm very traumatized. I was. And now with this Amanita, I really would like to start to live myself. And I feel it already that I would like to live, enjoy, in balance with myself, with my soul, and to live love, and to really feel how I can get my love, or yeah, what really is my purpose in my life. Yes, and to yeah, I think that's it.
Well, Katrin, yeah, you shared very beautifully. I think everybody was listening to you and smiling on the path that you're following and on the work that you do and on that sincerity until the end to open your path of the soul, that you would fully fulfill that potential which you have inside. And I'm very happy to hear about your work with Johan, Marianne, and that you visited and the full moon dance. All of this, it's very beautiful. And for sure, it is very cool that you joined up for the course, because here will be maybe that last missing things, which will help you until the end to put the picture together. So you would, until the end, receive from reality of what you desire. And it's to you and to everyone, like just to know, whatever you want from life, it just means that there's a lack of it inside. Once you fill yourself with that which you want, and you have it inside, boom, all of life starts to give it to us. So it's really easy in this sense that just take care of yourself and everything will be beautiful. Yeah, Katrin, you want to say something?
Okay, yes, the thing is, I don't really know what I really want, or there are some fears, still some fears, what is not possible, some doubts, I think. And the thing is, this circle to work it, to put the right questions, to analyze, and then I think I'm not able. When I worked in the kindergarten, I had everything to note and prepare my things and show what I want to do. And I was really stressed all the time. And now really, I hope that I will achieve that and that I can stay on track. Because I smoked a lot of marijuana. And yes, and I had a relationship 25 years with a man who drank and smoked. And now I live 20 years, I live alone. Yes.
Well,
so I hope really to can achieve the work.
May it be so. May it be so. Just focus on yourself, focus on your soul, focus on your own happiness, and may the rest come as a surprise. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. Yes.
Okay, we'll continue then. Thank you. Gunther, Melanie, could you now share also?
Ta-da, hello, we are
Melanie
and Gunther from Germany. And so we know Vadim, or we know you for quite a while, a little bit, actually January, since the beginning of this year. Yeah. We met Amanita end of December, yeah, so something like that. And yeah, we started Amanita microdosing, and so yeah, we are from Germany, but we live half the year in Thailand, in Koh Phangan. And so yeah, we are web developer, we're working with IT in GDPR. I'm a professional magician, we are world travelers. And now our new pathway is like working with people and helping them on their healing pathway. This is what we really want to do as an impact in this world. And yeah, that is where we want to go. And what we want to achieve with this course is personal and spiritual development.
Beautiful. Well, Gunther and Melanie, well, I can comment that from the moment we met to this point, you made such a dramatic jump, like in your development. All I can say is it's like German discipline into spirituality
Structured.
in a very beautiful, good way. So I'm curious myself to see how things will open by you in the next year and two. Those dynamics are really good. You're very sincere and you're doing a great job. Continue doing the same thing with the same sincerity and focus, and everything will happen in the most unbelievable and magical way. Thank you.
Martin. Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, I think now it's time for Susanne. Susan, please.
Okay, my name is Susan. I'm from Switzerland, from Bern, near Bern, and I'm a mom of 3 as well. I was working in the IT, but for the last years I was a stay-at-home mom. It was maybe also because my youngest son has some medical issues, but now he's doing quite well. Everything, my family, the boys, they developed very well, and now I came to a turning point in my life because I have more time, and well, I could go back to work, but I don't want to go back to work in the system. And so for the last maybe 2 or 3 years, I tried to find out what I could do as a work, or how could I go on with my life now. And well, for the spiritual path, I think I was always on. I can remember since my very early childhood, I was asking myself, or maybe my parents, where I am, where did I come from, why I am here, what's this all about here? And these questions came up once and again in my life, depending on how many time I could spend on that, but now it's coming back so well, so clearly. And this is also something that I want to go on with Amanita, which I discovered last year by a friend of mine who who gave me the contact to Marianne and Johan. So I started microdosing and made some experiences on that, which were helpful, but I noticed as well that it's not, I don't know, it's there must be more about Amanita. And yeah, so I made a ceremony in spring this year, and it was mind-blowing, and it brought me right back to me, and to a very mindful, it showed me that I have to live a very mindful way. That is very important for me to live like that. And now I am trying to find out how can I do that in terms of finding a work for me. So I made a training on working with people, connecting them with nature, to go with them to the forest, and that's now a bit like a business I'm working on to bring it to life as a work for me to do. And on the other hand, I would like to find support with the course with Amanita to find for me a healthy routine for me, for myself, for my everyday life, because I don't have a structure because I'm not working in the system anymore. And yes, and to discover more and more knowing some findings about nature, but and connecting with nature. And well, I'm very excited about this connection with nature that called me, and I'd like to share it with people. And yeah, being in contact with people that are also living like this, or looking for how we as a society as well can go on and find our way for the future. And how could I be a part of it and do my work? Yeah, for me personally, but also for the world, for the people.
Beautiful, beautiful. It is very cool and rare that a mom from IT with 3 kids, that it's a very unique, I would say, quite background. And it's really cool that you participated in the ceremony in springtime, as for sure. An experience with the ceremony, a correct one, that's of course life-changing, and no words can express how it works and what is shown and what is the experience. But you already went through an aspect of the blessing from Amanita. So you're fully in the right path, and it's wonderful that you're now are creating a project which is aligned with your soul, as connected with the forest and etc. So where lies our happiness, there lies our path of fulfillment. So as I see, you already did really good job, and I think during the course it will be quite easy for you to find the missing aspects or gaps which you need for until the end, materializing and creating the reality that you desire. So thank you very much, Susan, for sharing, for following your path. May the answers come. Namaste. So beautiful. Relika, no tere, äkki palun Eestis.
Hi, so my name is Relika. As I heard already, you said my English is very Estonian. So I tried to give my best. I hope you hear because I'm using my headset. So, okay. So I'm also actually a mother of 3. It's interesting that all the mothers have 3 children here. So, and today is actually my oldest son's birthday. So
congratulations from all of us.
So who am I? It's a good question. Sometimes I even myself figuring out still that who am I, but I think I have made in my life already so big changes. Some like not like so many times, but a few times, which have changed my life like 200%. And actually right now I'm also in the process, or in the middle of the process in my life, where I feel that everything is actually really great, but I feel that there must be some change, and it comes so deep inside that I know that I have to do it. But now, how to say it, I think I have too many fears coming up, which are not letting me to do this change, which I like is coming from inside. But about my past life, I used to be a lawyer. I was working in Estonian Board of Border Guard. So I worked for the system, so I know what it means. Then I made a very big change in my life. I quit the job. I saw that this is not my future. I can't do it. I was so miserable. I was really good at it, but I was internally miserable. I was like dead internally. So I took 1 year off, and then I went to art academy to study art. And then everything started to change drastically, because first time then I felt in my life that I was in the right place. It was like, oh, finally I'm at home. And then came to my life my children, my husband, my children. And now I have been in professional wise, I have been the last 13 years, I have been, or still am, a professional makeup artist. And I really like what I do, and I feel like I give so much to people. And I see that I have so many like feedback from people that always when they are with me, and when they my English is not so good, so I have to think, translate in my head what I'm saying. But I feel that everybody else are getting from me what they need to get, or I don't know, I'm giving them the answers, I'm giving them the energy and they get it, but I feel that me, I have left myself like in negligence, or how you say it in English, that I'm not getting enough, or I'm not like putting myself first. And so I feel that now it's again time that I need to do some change, that I have to put myself first, and worth, my self-worth is something that I have to work with, because I see that there are like fears that are holding me back. And so I go now to this part, that what is my request to Amanita is that I would be able to let go of my fears, which are holding me back, because I know I have so big potential in me. I feel it with all my body, with all my, I don't know, the whole physical which I have. I feel it so strong, but the fears are holding me back. And how Amanita is like came to my life, I think it was already like 2017 when I started to walk my so-called spiritual path. I started to study also herbs and medicine plants to know them like thoroughly. Is it the right word? Because I know the herbs and medicine plants in Estonia through my grandmothers, and you know this old version of that you have given like from one generation to another, all this information that is like naturally to me. But I wanted to know like you know, the university words wise, or how, that what is the right way, or I don't know, there's no right or wrong way, of course, but like, so I started to study those herbs, and then continuously mushrooms came to on my way. So I was really interested about mushrooms. I don't know why. They talked to me more than the other plants. They were like so fascinating to me. And last year, I think, Vadim, you know Sigrid Janus?
Yeah.
Yes. So Sigrid was calling that sisters who would like to come together and let's do this Amanita like ceremony, and we came together. It was last year in the end, and we used the tincture for 40 days. So my first connection with Amanita was through the tincture. And after that, when I finished this 40 days with tincture, I had so strong calling that I need to get and do the thing with the actual mushroom. Because the tincture, it was also really deep, and I got so much info from there, and the connection, and it was so profound. But I don't know why I had this feeling that I need the actual mushroom. And then, Sigrid introduced me through your videos. And so I was like, okay, I have to check this Vadim, who is and what he's doing. And then I found out about this course, and I said, okay, I have to do it. I don't know why, but all the science and everything in my life, I think most of my life is consisted of different signs that are coming to me. Oh, okay, you have to do this now. You have to do this now. So I'm happy that I'm still listening to those signs and learn from them. Yeah. So, but yeah. I think I talk like very messy.
Well,
I hope
we understood the beautiful picture, and it's really cool that in your family you have this sharing of the knowledge about the herbs. And for sure, it's really cool that you switch from being a lawyer to becoming a makeup artist, and through that, you're fulfilling your, you can say, path of your family, because if your family knows about the herbs, this means in the past they were healers and they were helping people, and that subconsciously, of course, you have the same strive, which opens automatically by the thing that you share, that people love to work with you. And during the course, I'll share insights about how to work with people, so it would be in a balance, that after working with you wouldn't feel empty, and that you and the people with who you work would get positive karma, because many feel
well, I don't feel empty afterwards, but I feel that it sometimes happens that I start to cry when I work with somebody, or the person starts to cry. But I don't feel like empty, but I feel that I'm not getting anything from that. So it's like there's no changing of energy. So
this topic I will especially share, as I come myself from Estonia, and it took me 12 years to understand how exactly to work with people, so we wouldn't energetically empty out. But thank you very much, Relika. We will right now continue. I will try to ask everybody to try to fit their stories like in 3-4 minutes, so we would have like a structure, so everybody could participate. So right now, so Aita, Relika, and we continue. So Verena, could you please share, sister, about yourself, your life, your path, Amanita, and your goals?
Yeah, hello everybody, I'm Verena. I'm from Preston in Manchester. I run an event called Miss Swimsuit UK. It's like a woman empowering event. I've done that for 10 years. I do various online businesses as well. Amanita, I've never actually tried it. It's come into my life through a friend that came to my event, who's called Marcus, and then he put me into the group. Even though I haven't tried it, I feel very connected to it. I was given a good luck charm this year, and it's a little mini Amanita with 2023 on it. I feel like I'm to her, to Amanita, even though I haven't tried it. I feel very connected to mushrooms. I microdose on occasions. I am asking Amanita for me to be able to have my voice. I am actually struggling right now to even be just talking. I don't know why, because I run events and I can be very confident in empowering other people. When I'm putting the focus into myself, this is where I struggle. I get this fear and kind of panic. So I'm just, it's just a pattern and a cycle in my life with the men that I seem to end up with, continuously doing things that really I don't actually want to do. I'm not listening to my soul. I will just say that, Vadim, with just listening to your call, is it just a week ago, last Sunday, my life has changed just since listening to that call, watching your videos. I've been journaling every single day since then, setting my intentions, and I already feel this is the path I'm meant to be on, and this is the journey to really change my life, change patterns, have more clarity, and find my full potential.
That's so kind. Thank you very much, Verena, for sharing your path. And I'm very happy to hear that that call brought you the inspiration in starting to act. Because like literally everything what I share, it works without Amanita. Like everything I share, it works without Amanita. Just why this course is called Amanita, so that everybody would see how strongly Amanita can assist us in just seeing how strong we are, how powerful we are. And when we see that, well, then it's really easy then continue to move on by ourselves. So I'm very happy that you already started, in my opinion, the most complex steps. It's literally by starting to analyze your life and to make the diary. This is already 50% of success. And you will achieve what you desire. Just keep the same tempo which you did during this week, and continue to and continue to implement the good things, ideas, and insights which you will hear that your soul will react to.
Yes, thank you. Very grateful to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Verena. Thank you. So, Stefan, our star. Well, you have a beautiful story that brings a lot of inspiration to everyone. So if you want, please introduce yourself and share a couple of words about yourself.
Okay, hello everybody out there in this really amazing planet. Yes, my name is Don Esteban. I'm living now in Absurdistan / Alemania / Germania / Deusland. I'm 57 years old now, and as Vadim are talking about, I'm the one. I don't know. My story is short, told or told. I don't know. I suffered from at least depression. So this kind of depression, what kills you, anxiety, panic attacks, suicidal, really dangerous. And this for over 12 years. And I connected with Amanita through a Swissonian girlfriend, ex-partner. And in this period of time, I was medicamentally was diagnosed manic depression, borderline client. I was in monolithium therapy, the medicament for the guys from me. For me, it doesn't have anything. So, and when my Zustand was kind of ongoing dangerous, I was kind of addicted to benzodiazepines. It helped me a lot, but when the poison is over, you have to get some more and more and more. And on top, I was kind of experimenting with alcohol. So I was every day for 1.5 years drunk, really drunk, because I couldn't manage my situation. So then came Amanita, and I shortened it up after 4 months microdosing, including the hero dose with Vadim and family Niklasson in Switzerland short before Christmas. I was continuing doing this microdosing shit, and one day after one other, I was healed. So I am very grateful and thankful for Amanita, because it saved my life. I wouldn't be here in this life without Amanita. So for me, the message of Amanita is totally clear. In co-creation with family Niklasson, what we have here, the Amanita is not only a spirit, this is the medicine for the 21st century. And with Marianne and Johan, we are really one in this. Amanita is Christ consciousness in powder form. So everybody of you lovely people are connected with Christ, Buddha, Allah, whatever religion topic you choose for your life in your spiritual way and path. This is the powder, the magic powder, which is running through our veins. And because of my enlightenment, I was able to give this message to I'm talking. My little grandchild are making bubbles. Yeah, maybe I show. No, I can't show. Yes, no. So she is making bubbles, life bubbles, and I'm healed at 100%. And now I have inspired over 25 people to do to do like me. So, and this is only one direction: healing, 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 healing. Everybody, everything what you can imagine is healing through Amanita. So I'm really kind of missionary now for Amanita in the world. And 2 weeks later on, I will go to Tenerife for the rest of my life, praying and doing an amazing project with kind of healing biotope, so that everybody in this world can heal, and every dimension, every physical, mentally, emotional, psychic, everything will be clear by Amanita. And my goal is to be a little bit more patient with others, because you can't tear on the grass, it wouldn't grow faster. But I want to heal everybody in this world through Amanita. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Stefan, Esteban, because for sure it's very inspiring when you meet a person who was for 12 years in depression, maniac depression, and when the psychiatrist, I was very kind of amazed and shocked when you shared that your psychiatrist was recommending you to drink alcohol. Like, I would delete his license as being a psychiatrist. But it is so cool to see your results of your change and transformation. So I just wish you just to continue to be yourself and just continue to unfold the happiness and the connection with you. And you're already doing a beautiful job just by being yourself and helping others. So thank you very much, brother, for your path. So, and we have two more. First of all, Gunter and Melanie, I wish you a good Mother's Day, so you would have a good meeting. And now I would like to ask Joe to share, and then afterwards Thomas, and I'm gonna start the lecture. So Joe, please share, brother.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joe, and I am also from Absurdistan, from Germany. But I'm not living there anymore. I live in Thailand also, in Kopangan, and I have left. Well, you know, I come back to Germany in the summer normally, not every summer, but usually for a few months. But it's been already, quite a few years that I've not lived there anymore, and I really, I also don't feel to be there anymore. We met also in January, and in the last years I've experimented a little bit with psychedelics and everything, and then by the end of last year I came across Amanita, and already it has kind of like crossed my path. I was curious about it, so I have also microdosed already on it. I've had some good results, but I'm definitely, I think I can do better in terms of journaling, and in terms of being more precise of what I want and what I wish for. And this is also like something that I'm that's kind of like the biggest thing, actually. Like, as soon as I always say, like, also to other people, as soon as you know what you really want in life, you can do everything you need for it, right? And I made a big change in my life like 10 years ago, and I fulfilled like a dream project of mine. I'm a pianist, and I was traveling a lot at the time, and so I ended up fulfilling these two combinations. So I traveled with my piano in a camper van, and bringing music to people everywhere, like in nature and stuff. And I've really enjoyed that. But I've kind of lost a little bit my like the thing that is like truly 100% exciting me, and I think this is changing. And so yeah, that's what I'm hoping to find, because the last couple of years were like, also because of all the shit show what was happening around the planet, but I felt quite low in motivation and in focus, and so I really want to be back in that feeling of being aligned and being exactly what you're doing, and because I know exactly how it feels, and I know then you're unstoppable when you are on that path, and I've felt it a few times already, but right now I don't feel it, so I'm looking forward to feel it again.
Beautiful, Joe. Thank you very much for sharing. And it really is a straight picture. And if you have just screenshots, share in our chat if you have any videos of you playing the piano. That would be really cool to listen to, because I'm sure you should have something from your travels. So, and at the same time, it is wonderful that you're sincere with yourself. And as we evolve, it is naturally that we get new interests for what we have already achieved. We need to find for ourselves new challenges, the ones that would touch ourselves. So, and may our time and collective work bring you that inspiration and understanding what will again make you feel alive and make you want to live in the whole potential. So thank you very much, brother. And so now the final, Thomas, please share.
Yes, hi friends from all over the world, connected by Amanita muscaria, the most sacred and beautiful organism in existence so far. I'm so grateful for us to be here and share all of our knowledge and contribute to each other with the wisdom that we have gathered through our lifetime and that Vadim is now facilitating. So thank you so much for all of you being here. It's such a pleasure. This is the fourth time I'm on this course since that I met Vadim 10 years ago, maybe 11 years. Vadim and I, we met each other at a scout camp, an international scout camp in Canada, close to Montreal, I think in 2018 or something like that. No, it was not that one. Anyway, I was 18 years old at that point. Now I'm 29. And Vadim and I, we have been following each other for the last 10, 11 years or so, and we have been visiting each other all over the world. And it's just so crazy to see how that Vadim he has improved himself and developed himself and learned and done so many crazy things. Like the story he shares is just like from another world sometimes. When that is said, I live in Denmark. I'm a teacher, and right now I'm studying a master's degree in design for play. And design for play, that is how to design circumstances, situations, and a more like general life approach in a way that is basically fun and inspiring and playful. So some example of that is that some of my friends, they have been making cakes as a master thesis project to connect with each other. And right now my thesis project is about a playful approach to self-development for teenagers. So how that we basically how I can design what we basically are doing here, talking about life in a very fun and grounded way. So it's like a playful way to approach one's conflicts in life so we can prosper and grow. Yeah, I have a lot of goals actually. Some of them, some of the fun ones actually, be slightly cooler than Vadim and Vishen Lakiani, for those guys who know him. And then I would love to be more detail oriented and like one of my life goals that is to contribute with playful learning approach in schools all over the world, starting in India, since my girlfriend, she's Indian. And then one of the bigger goals that is to build upon the existence knowledge of play in a practical and scientific way in books, articles, talks, movies, documentaries, TV shows, etc., etc. So yeah, and like I started with the Amanita muscaria experience in January 2022 as Vadim, he sent me a small package. Yeah. That's like it for me, and I'm also helping Vadim now and then in the teaching way of like using a more like a didactical approach of how to teach this content in to make it more grounded and understandable by using examples and and like put the balls from the air. Like I would like to be more grateful, but how can I implement it in my daily life? So putting it into a structure and then develop that structure into a routine, and then step by step we will just become more happy by letting go of the shit that we don't need anymore. When with the help of Amanita Muscaria, it will all turn out to be a really beautiful game. The game of life has now started. Right, with him?
Yeah, I like to use that term. Thank you very much, Thomas, for sharing.
Thank you.
Very good overview. And for sure, I'm very happy for our connection, and many things have happened, and the best things are still ahead of us. As always, the most wonderful things are always ahead of us. Then life becomes inspiring. So, first of all, I want to say thank you for everyone for sharing their stories and backgrounds. As you can see, we have here like so many countries like Slovakia, we have Canada, we have Switzerland, we have even roots with Iran, we have Germany, we have Estonia, so we have UK, so we have Denmark. So it's a very good mix. And I'm very happy to see that when everybody were sharing their requests, that the requests are very similar between all of us. Have you noticed it? That it's literally all requests are very close connected with each other, and it's about like being connected with oneself, reflecting on the outside oneself, having the life where we can be ourselves and doing the things that make us happy, having the environment and people with who we can be ourselves, and just to have clarity for ourselves, what we want to do, how we want to open to the people. So all of this shows us that during our work, Amanita will guide quite profoundly, because when the requests have been set and they're in one angle, Amanita guides profoundly. So of this reason, I want to say one more time, thank you for sharing. And there's right now, we're going to start with the aspect. I'll share some structure about our coming months of work and what we should focus on in this coming week. So our course will last for 2 months. During this 2 months, the first month will be, I would say, the most dynamic one, because here we're going to have like 2 calls a week. On Sundays, we're going to have like a lecture. Today is just the day when we get to know each other, but typically on Sundays will be a day when I will just share a lecture, structured knowledge, which will be implemented throughout the week. And then on Wednesdays, in the first month, it will be question and answers that we will meet exactly on Wednesday to discuss everybody's dynamics and to answer all of the questions in a detailed way. And then afterwards, in 1 month, we're going to focus more in transforming question and answers into forming 2 groups. It will be like mini groups for sharing. So that in the beginning, I would share all of the knowledge and the wisdom, and then we would already implement it. And the second month, we continue to implement it and just to share already what are the changes, what is the dynamics, and etc. So from my experience, a transformation of a person, usually it takes at least like 2 months. So how does with Amanita work? That when you start your transformation, when this like X point starts, like a moment when from inside they will start to rise up different memories, like different suppressed feelings, sometimes different energies, which can be also sometimes reflected as people say, like, why do I feel more aggressive? Like on one hand, I'm peaceful, but on the other hand, I feel aggressive from the inside. So I will all explain it. Why it happens, what does it mean, and the most important, how to integrate it, how to work it through. Because just know that a very important thing about self-development and healing, from now on, we don't suppress. We don't suppress our feelings. If something is rising, allow it to rise. Just observe it. Look inside of it. Look what is rising from the inside. So you would be interested in understanding what is happening inside of me. Because from our childhood, we were explained that anger is something bad. They created for us the understanding as if aggression is something bad. And actually aggression, it's usually sent from the soul, from the deepness, when it doesn't agree with something. And that eventually they just transformed our understanding of this energy as aggression, of being bad, because in many cases, people don't know how to work with aggression. It rises up and people can speak bad words, or they start to communicate, when actually all we need to do is that when from the inside something is rising up as aggression or any type of energy, we focus it on making those actions which will help us to transform the reality or that topic which created this anger. So in other words, just be ready and have curiosity towards that what will be rising from the inside. And that in our lifetime, we were suppressing a lot of things because they explained us that we shouldn't speak what we feel, that we shouldn't say what we want. You know, I like to always to say, like, that almost we come from different countries, but in all our countries, we had quite a strong similarity of implementing kind of a slavery mindset, because a slavery mindset is the one where they make us think about family, society, you know, country, but they destroy the importance about loving ourselves, about putting our interest and our feelings first. They teach us how to think what will be good for the surrounding people, but they don't teach us to listen to ourselves. That is how they manipulate us, because the best slave is the one that is afraid for the group. He takes care of the group, but he doesn't care about himself. So he's ready to sacrifice himself for the group. In a majority of cases, that's how almost all men live, especially men. Men have a big issue with loving themselves because nobody of them knows what it is. Because if a man would love himself from childhood and he would listen to himself and he would put his interest and his feelings first, he would never agree, let's say, on betraying himself and doing the things that he doesn't want to do. By women, it's a little bit better that women discuss and understand the importance of self-love, self-respect, and by women, it's a lot more a common topic for discussion. For men, the topic of self-love is just like, it's like a rabbit hole, because it's a very, let's say, deep topic to study about. So during our work, how it would look like in the next 2 months. We're going to have 2 calls per week. On Sundays will be our lecture. On Wednesdays, question and answers, and then group calls. So every week I will share with you a part of a specific knowledge, which will be very structured and practical, from which you take to yourself those instruments which will help you to move on in your life. So I share on Sunday. During the week, we do the practice in integrating and doing those things. And on Wednesdays, we discuss the question and answers. So every week, there will be such a portion of knowledge and portion of habits, which we can implement. And then after 1 month, many things will be already shared, and it's all about doing your own practice. So kind of the main goal is that if we want to change our lives, we have to understand which actions we should do to change it. So old actions lead to old results. New actions bring you new results. So simple. So if you want to have a new reality, you just have to implement into your life those actions which will guide you there. A simple example that, for example, person wants to have more energy, he wants to be more connected with his body. Well, if a person will do every day 15 minutes sports, that means he will get at least 1% more stronger every day. So if a person does a 15-minute sport, you can trust me that in 1 month, he will already physically change strongly, and he will be a lot more connected with himself. If a person does it on a daily basis, then in 1 year, and it doesn't matter who is the person, the person will become 6 times more stronger, more healthier, more connected with his body, only because every day he just does 15 minutes of his own sports. So the principle is to understand where you have your weak points and to implement into your life those habits which will help you to develop those weak points. So with which type of a structure we will work on, and what are, let's say, the weak points, and how can we understand them? So all of this, it's like a simulation for the soul. You know that there are computer games like simulations. So imagine all of this, it's a simulation. It's not real. But while we're here, we think it's real. It is just energy, which we call the physical world, but which was originally and created for our soul. So our soul, it's not a physical form. Our soul, it's an internal. It's a type of energy that can go into a physical body and control it. But is it the physical body? No, it's not. Because once the game finishes, the soul goes on and she can go and create another body. Like, I very like to make a comparison to understand this better. It's with computer games. Because computer games are literally a reflection of the same principle of life. So imagine when a person is entering a computer game, that he's playing any game. So while the player is playing inside the game, he's following the rules which the game has created. But is he the character inside of the game? Well, on one hand, yes, while he's playing. But the moment he closes the game and he comes out, he enters a new reality. So very similar, we are playing here with our souls, having a physical body, so we could have this physical connection with the surrounding reality in getting that experience, which helps to, let's say, develop our soul, or to go in this natural path of evolution of our soul. So of this reason, what we have to do, so to use this opportunity of this reality in the best ways for ourselves. So we have to understand that our soul is playing not only through the physical body, but we have also 2 more bodies, and it's an emotional body and mental body. So physical body, all of us understand when we're feeling especially physical pain or doing something physical, we are present with our consciousness in the physical body. We usually, when we're doing something and feeling physical pain, we're not thinking, we're not having so many emotions, we're just feeling present in the physical body. But there's a second body, which is called emotional body. So when our consciousness is going through specific emotional pain, you can remember that we don't feel our physical body, and we don't even feel the logic. We're just in that emotional state. So this emotional state, this is a second, let's say, chamber of our body. That is where all emotions are being kept. So when our consciousness is living through emotions, typically we don't feel our physical body and our mental bodies. So this is a body with which we can work, and a body which has a strong impact on our lives. So physical, emotional, and now mental. The mental, it's when we're thinking with our consciousness. We can be in the physical body, we can be in the emotions, or we can be in the thinking process. So when we're thinking, our soul, our consciousness is located in the mental body. So all of these 3 are keeping our energy. All of these 3 are exactly those areas from where we can learn to study ourselves and to take care of ourselves. So after our call, I'll send and share with you a diagnostic tablet. So it's literally just like specific questions which you answer from 1 to 10 on how much you're feeling yourself. And it's connected with your physical, emotional, mental bodies. And at the end, some questions about the spiritual body, about your spirit. So this is a tool for you and for all of us just to see where are your strong points and where are your weak points? Because quite often people have developed, no, let's say something specific, but then forgot about other fields. No, for example, a person has developed in some physically, like many people who are going, for example, to gyms. Yeah, everybody saw those like pumps, and they look physically like good. They might look physically healthy, but usually on the inside, they have very big problems with their emotional bodies. They really have big issues in finding connection with themselves. And the insecurity and the conflicts that they have inside, they try to limit it and protect themselves with the defense of creating muscles or making tattoos, but eventually it's a defense. So for such people, the answer is not about to continue to focus more on their physical development, but to focus on their emotional bodies. So when this person starts to deal where he has a low point, he will truly get those changes which he wants. Because just if to taking these bodybuilders, many of them do that. So to develop better social contacts, communication, that they want love, they want appreciation, they want confidence. But all of this comes not through making your muscles bigger, but about learning to communicate, to be open, to talk. So in other words, by having for yourself a clarity where you are in which parts of your body in your development, you can understand where you have to pay extra attention. Because once you fill out the gap of any of your bodies, you're going to get a change in your reality. You're thinking, where's my energy? Well, your energy lies there where you're losing it, where you have your weak point, where you have that point that your brain doesn't want to see. And once you make it clear for yourself where it is and what it is, you can focus on it and through simple actions, change it. So our work is literally, in many cases, focused upon understanding ourselves, understanding our strong and weak points, and literally not thinking, but physically working upon those weak points through different habits. Once you do the actions, you will get results. So simple. So if you want to get results from our work, just remember one principle: do the actions. You're gonna make for yourself your own homework. And if you want to get results, all you have to do is just to fulfill that homework that you will create for yourself. And thanks to Amanita, it gives this energy to be disciplined. It gives this energy to be peaceful about starting a new habit or doing this work or that work. So it becomes beautiful and it becomes easy to make a big change in a small amount of time. But it happens only through your actions. My main goal, I share with you stories, information, and structure, so to inspire you to act. Your actions are the only thing that will change anything. Just by listening to me and eating Amanita won't make no difference. But taking Amanita, listening, and doing those things which you feel is important for you for a change, that will 100% bring the change. So the more you want the change, the more you have to act upon those things that you decide for yourself. And then the magic happens. So in other words, Amanita, it's not the magic. You're the magic. Remember this. Your conscious
I think we've just lost Vadim, but everybody else seems to be here.
We lost our leader.
We lost the main man. What do we do? Sure, he'll be back.
He's coming.
Yes, got connected. Cool. So it is interesting that when I say you're the magic, the internet stopped. But I'll repeat one more time, so you would always remember, you're the magic. You're the magic, your soul, your consciousness, your avatar. You are the ones that are creating all of this. And Amanita is just a helper of us to see our true powers and potential. Because many people, let's say, and in the future, will try to put Amanita, let's say, carry the responsibility for their own success. But I want you from the very beginning know that it's your success. Don't think that anything, let's say, that all of the things that you will achieve, you made them by your actions. And even if you didn't have Amanita and you did the actions, you would get the same results. Just know about it. So now I want you to, I'll share now for this week what we focus on. So for this week, we're going to have on Wednesday our question and answer session where you can prepare all of the questions that you want to be discussed. I will cover everything, what you share, and eventually you can just write them for the session when I'll make the post. Or it's also possible to record a small video with your questions. So for any of the options or during the Zoom call to ask them. So for the Wednesday, we're going to have the call. And for this week, the main thing, what I want you to focus on. First of all, it's of course the diary. So the diary, it becomes our main tool of self-analyzation and actually self-love. So many people ask me, what means self-love? How can I love myself? Like, what is it like? Well, self-love means self-respect, and in other words, acting towards that what is important for me and my soul. So you're right now living a life, all of your life, very dynamically. So you have many changes. So and many things happening. And so few people in the world find this 3-5 minutes of time of just writing down how the day went. But you understand that all the events in your day, it's a reflection of everything that you're having inside. And that if you really analyze your day, in a metaphorical way, seeing all of the coincidences, seeing how you feel and the events that happen, you're gonna see a clearer picture on how you always create everything. And this, it's a very individual thing. You can only see it through your own life. And only by seeing in your life, you can take out this knowledge. Because for now, for majority, it's just information. You need to see by yourself, by your diary, that you're the creator of your life. To see how the questions that you ask create and manifest the next day, the events, the people. So how do we lead a diary and how to start? So in the diary, you can make it like in a physical form or you can make it in a digital form. In the beginning, my first diaries were in a written form, and then I switched to digital. Why I switched to digital? Because I was traveling and I noticed myself that my brain finds excuses. Why now I cannot write my diary? For example, there's no light, I have to get up and get a pen, and like I'll do it tomorrow, and like blah 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 blah. So the brain used all of the excuses that it could, that I wouldn't write the diary. So eventually I understood I have to create such a way that my mind cannot make the excuses, and I would feel a lot more quicker in doing the thing that I need to do. So that's why I switched to digital. I mock myself that I type like 3-4 times faster rather than I write from my hand. That's first thing. Second, what I noticed and what is cool that I use, for example, such a program called Evernote, and it has a cloud base. So which means doesn't matter if I lose my phone, my journal stays with me. So I have already switched many phones, and many of them were lost in the travels, but all of my writings remained. And this is cool. You know, I had situations when I lost the really big databases because they were connected with my phone. I had there like different recordings from shamans and lectures, I think like more than 200 hours. And then when I lost my phone, I was like, ugh. So then I thought what to do so never to repeat it. And I understood that it's important to have a cloud-based like app where it will be all safe, doesn't matter what happens with the phone. So how do I write my diary? How do I do it? I usually write the date, the time, and the place where I am. So it is interesting to write these things because eventually you will travel, and the more you follow your path, the more life will bring you to different places. And it's really cool to have those locations where you're writing your diary for future analysis. And then I start to write my day. So what do I write in the diary? What should I pay attention? So 2 things that you have to pay attention, like the only 2 things, what you have to mark yourself in the diary, you have to mark yourself feelings and events. So you have to mark down how you feel, and at the same time, what events are happening in my life. And this goes for morning, daytime, and evening time. So how do I feel in the morning? How do I feel in the day? How do I feel in the evenings? And what were the events? Morning, daytime, evening time. Once I wrote it down, then I write a conclusion from today. That every day you should analyze your day and write out at least one conclusion, because you definitely got an important conclusion that you just need to see. So by writing it down, it becomes part of your essence. It becomes part of you. So the spiritual change happens literally from the conclusions. It's not enough only to live and to act. All of you have acted more than enough. All of you have lived more than enough of life experience to know the answers. All you have to do now is to analyze. Just to analyze and to focus, to see all the things and the moments that brought you happiness, inspiration, and then energy. And to see where right now in your life you're doing the things that are not bringing you happiness, inspiration, and energy. So our course is literally about analyzing, making conclusions, and implementing new habits which bring us the results that we want. In a very basic way, this is spirituality and this is spiritual growth. Digging deep to your soul and creating changes in this physical realm. If your spiritual practice and knowledge is not bringing a change in your physical reality, well, I'm sorry to say that, then your spiritual knowledge is bullshit. It's not practical. It's lacking of something. True knowledge changes reality. If your reality is changing, you're using right knowledge. If you feel happy, inspired, and energetic, you're on the right path. And on the opposite, if the person is doing so many different things which he thinks is correct, but he feels empty and tired inside, then it's an illusion. So we will make clear about where you have a conflict between your soul and your mind, where your mind tells, it's okay, but your soul's telling, no, it's not okay. So making clear for ourselves where we are self-lying and where our soul wants to act or to see something different, this opens exactly the path to the energy and to the change. And this analysis can only you do, nobody else. Only you can analyze your life to see what you are sending yourself through everything, through the voice inside, through the events outside, through the feelings that you have, through the information and all of the coincidences that happen to you. All of this is a language of life. So now we focus on hearing ourselves and being connected with ourselves, exactly through feelings, events, making conclusions, and asking the next question. So this is how I write my diary. I'll repeat very shortly. I write down the date, the location, the time, then I write down day, evening, morning, day, evening. I mark myself how I feel. I mark myself the events, and then I make a conclusion. And after I did it, I write the next question. The next question that I want to find out about myself or life to make the next practical step. I ask you to ask practical questions, because questions about how is the universe structured, it's useless for my life because it doesn't bring any change. Ask a question more practical, like, for example, about your relationship, about your projects, about should you spend time with these people or not? What is the thing that brings you happiness? So ask simple questions which will bring you the understanding of the next practical step, or in your life, or in understanding yourself and your soul. So by using Amanita, you can imagine that you're opening a channel to your soul that works like a Google searching engine. But once it's opened, it will only share that information, what you ask, what you type in. If you don't type in what you want to find out in Google, it's useless. In the same way, Amanita. So formulate what you want to have, formulate those questions which will help you to make the changes, and everything will happen in a magical way, step by step. So it's all about enjoying the path. So our course will be going in quite a smooth pace, and at the same time dynamic, because the dynamic will be opened by you. Which dynamics your soul wants, it all depends on you. So just I would say one more important thing. So the focus is on during this week is to start to lead the diary. So if you think how to implement this habit, well, now you understand how to do it, yeah? What is the structure? So for date, location, morning, day, evening time, feelings and events. We write a conclusion, we write a question. That's it. So for how to implement now this new habit of writing a diary, what do we do if today in the evening, my brain tells me, I don't know how to write the diary. I'm going to do it in the morning. So if your brain will use this mechanic in manipulating you, then you just tell your brain, my darling, this is very important for me. So, but I know you're lazy and I know you don't want to develop with me. I understand that. I treat you with love. So for today, we're going to do with you this new habit for 1 minute. And that's it. And you ask your brain, like, can you do it for 1 minute? And it's like, yes, because 1 minute, it's not 1 hour. It's not even 10 minutes. When you tell your brain you have to do it for 1 minute, it finds very less arguments to shut us up. And this is actually an old technique which Japanese people used to use in implementing hard habits in their lives. Is that the first day you do it for 1 minute, because most important is just to start it. Then on the second day, you do 2 minutes. Third day, 3 minutes. And already after third day, usually for me, it takes 3-5 minutes to write my diary. So when you're already at 3 minutes, you already are implementing this habit and everything is good. So most important thing for today's call is that you have to know that the changes will come only through your actions. Listening to me, it's not enough. I only speak to inspire you to act. What is right now the action? Start to lead the diary. Start to gather statistics, information about yourself so you can analyze yourself, so you can see clearly yourself. Because our mind is always playing games with us. It's not enough to analyze in the brain. The mind fools us, he forgets, he especially deletes some information. Our mind, in its original form, it's not our ally, because from childhood, we were educated in a wrong way. We were programmed in a wrong way. That's why we don't control ourselves. So when you tell a person that he can program his laptop or his phone, he of course agrees that you can do that. But when you can tell him that you can program your health, your physical body, your emotional body, and the mental body, that you can have control over your avatar, the people are like, no. They don't even want to think about it because they're afraid of the responsibility for their lives that they gave away to the system. So of that reason, we right now are developing just a simple feeling of responsibility for our lives. And we're just starting to gather the data that will help us to see clearer what life we're living. So we could see where our mind is fooling us, manipulating us, and to hear our soul. And we focus on doing those things which our soul wants. There's the answers. If you bring up what your soul wants and you implement it in your mental level and mental body and emotional body, you become synchronized. And everything in your life works just magic, like just magical. And I see Joe smiling, remembering his moment when he was most probably playing the piano and starting his beautiful project. So yeah, that is exactly that feeling. That is exactly that state when we're aligned with ourselves. So all we do right now is becoming aligned with what my soul wants. Once you see what your soul wants and where it doesn't agree in your life with something what you're doing, you're going to quickly get a change. So of that reason, I hope that now you understand that the main focus is to implement for this week the habit of literally just leading a diary. I'm not giving you anything more else. I just want you now to focus on this one thing. And it's very simple. Just start at least 1 minute today and just start doing it. This is the basic. By implementing this basic thing, all the rest which I will be sharing during the course is gonna give you a lot more higher effect. In other words, a person who, for example, writes his diary through 1 day, he gets 300-400% more deeper answers, conclusions, and changes. The person who analyzes his day and makes conclusions about what he created and what he was sending, he moves 300-400% faster than the people who don't analyze it. So if you see that in your life, you're stuck in a reality that you don't like, it just means you're not analyzing yourself. You're not listening to your soul. You're not asking the questions, or you don't want to hear the answers which are coming from the inside. So now we're gonna just focus on that we would create a clarity with ourselves, because we're the only ones that know what we need. And when we do what we need and what our soul wants, magic happens. Because the soul sends energy from that level here to this physical, and everything starts to work in a very smooth and magical way. So, is it understandable what we focus on now purely during this week? And for Wednesday, when we're going to have our question and answers, I want you, let's say, to think. We have right now prepared our request about our big request for our manita that we want to achieve during the course. And now I want to break it down even smaller, as I have shared with you now, the understanding that you have a physical body, that you have an emotional body, and that you have a mental body. So I want you to make it clear, what do you want to achieve on a physical level, emotional level, and mental level during the course. So I want you to take your big request and now to make smaller requests, exact ones, about your physical body, emotional body, and mental bodies. This clarity will create very good results, because you will see exactly what you want to achieve with your physical body, which changes you want to achieve with your emotional body and mental bodies. And this will be a lot more easier to achieve and to understand which exact actions I have to do where to get to that level. Because remember that all of these three bodies, they keep our energy. So if you want to make a jump in your reality, you need this energy for your consciousness to go higher. So we gather the energy, automatically our consciousness goes to the next level. From that level, we analyze our life, we see all of the conclusions, and life changes. So for today, this will be it, because I can speak a lot and there's a lot of things to share, but for today, this will be it. So I hope that now you see, I'll just say that this is the first week. Then the second week, we're going to focus more and more about the study of our physical body and how we can work with it, which habits to implement, which techniques we can use for cleansing ourselves, self-healing, and etc. Then in another week, we're going to focus more on the topic of family and the topic about our ancestors and different techniques and mythology. And one more thing, maybe next time I'll actually already introduce you from the very beginning, one of our #1 meditations. So this meditation will become the most valuable tool that you can use for the rest of your life, and then afterwards share it with your family. So there came a question about should we start with Amanita this week or only at later stage? With Amanita, we can start already from today. It's like Amanita, most important, we are creating a relationship with the spirit. So the main thing, it's not the mushroom itself, but it's the spirit which is behind the mushroom. So we're creating a relationship with the spirit of the mushroom. That's why it's important to communicate. The magic is being done by the spirit, not the elements which are in the Amanita, but the spirit. So that's why if you want to get the healing and the support, talk with the spirit. How to talk? The same as you talk with your close friend or brother or sister. You talk sincerely, openly, and exactly. You say what you want, you share your feelings, you share sincere relationship, and the way that you open, that is how it will reflect back. So if you're honest, sincere, and open, that is how Amanita will guide you. Openly, sincerely, and with love. want to achieve it. Yeah. Don't know what's up with the internet. Everything is like fully connected, but got disconnected. So a small then wrap up. So starting to lead the diary, just do it at least 1 minute a day. I recommend at least 3. Focus in connecting today a connection with Amanita. Speak with it like with a good friend and a close one. Ask for everything that you want. Formulate your exact request. And for Wednesday here, structure out your big request into 3 smaller ones. What you want to achieve with your physical body, what you want to achieve with your emotional body, what you want to achieve with your mental body. And on Wednesday, we're going to have our question and answer session where we can already discuss all of the questions which will come up for now. So is everything for now clear and understandable? Yeah, good. So I'm very happy to see your smiles, and I'm very happy that everything is connected. So for Wednesday, which time we're going to have the call? So for Wednesday, I have the suggestion to make the same 10 a.m. London time. Would that be suitable? Would that be good for you? Like, okay. Like, okay, I see majority of people all knock because try to plan out. I'm thinking to make that on Wednesdays, on Sundays, we're having our calls like at 10 o'clock London time. So we would have kind of a fixed time and a fixed date. So all can develop this habit that on Wednesdays and Sundays, we have our work. In the rest, like you're totally free, and every meeting is recorded. Every meeting I will share afterwards in our group. So if you miss something, you can rewatch it. And for sure, save yourself the videos, because many of participants afterwards have given great gratitude in rewatching. So our course has finished, and then they're getting a little bit shaky from reality. So they just turn on one of the videos and they quickly connect and remember everything. So remember, this is a tool for you to use. I always create such an energy flow and field that you would always start to get connected with your higher self. So this works as during the Zoom calls, as in recordings. Okay. I will then maybe finally open the questions. So I got a question. Sunday, you only teach because I have my Qing Gong practice then. Oh, yeah. So on Sundays, I typically like teach. On Sundays, we have usually a lecture where I just share about the next structured thing for the coming week. So for now, we're going to keep this time, but eventually, if there will be many requests, I can easily make a voting about choosing the best time on Sunday or Wednesday for the calls. So just let me know. And in the rest, well, now we're all connected. I especially create my shamanic field where it doesn't matter where you're located. We're now in one energy field. So I feel what is happening, but at the same time, I always, I'm very grateful when you formulate your questions and requests, because depending what you ask, that will create the main dynamic of our collective work. So always ask questions and always be open about what is important for you right now to make the next step. So my personal aim, that you would practically change your physical reality after our work. It all starts inside, but eventually your physical reality will change and you should achieve and have that what you're requesting. This is my personal aim. So once you heal yourself from the inside, all of outside will change. So, okay, are there any questions that that appeared during this time? Well, yeah, you have a question, Katrin? No?
Yes, but
And
it works also when I'm writing a real book, because I'm overwhelmed with the phone.
of
I'm not
course,
very quick. Yeah, yes. Yes,
writing,
and no, it's okay. It's my pattern that happens now. I think. Okay, I will understand.
yeah, thank you, Katrin. Yeah, writing from the hand, it's even more effective for the implementation of the brain. Just remember why we also, every conclusion that you write changes the neurons inside of your head. That's why it's so important to write down the conclusions, because they change the brain.
I already have the tool how I will do it, because I'm very messy and I write very quick, and then I have things. So I will write. I have my messy book to write, and then I will do a diary really, which is clear and.
Yeah, that's very professional, Katrin. Well,
and with artwork inside.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you. Conrad, you had a question?
Yes, just with regard to dosing, one of your videos, you said you just in the morning take a piece of the dried mushroom, like your pinky size, and evening it's better to take tea, right?
So in the consumption of the mushroom, like I personally, I usually just take the powder, like in the morning or the evening, I just take the powder, eat it, and then drink some water. While it's in my mouth, I give the prayer and I share everything. So if somebody wants, you can put the same powder and put some warm water, like 50, 60 degrees, and you get the tea. You can add their lemon, honey by the taste, and or if somebody likes, you can put their salt and pepper. You're gonna have like a mushroom soup more, but it's up to you how you like to consume it. Most important, ask the question, show respect. I'm going to say, show respect, ask the question. That is the key. That is more important when you microdose rather than how do I do it, like powder, tea, or etc. Yeah, welcome. Dominic, and then Amir.
Yeah, two questions. Yeah, as I asked at the beginning, should I start microdosing now? Because somehow it's still tasty and it feels still good. But of course, next week I will stop for 10 days at least.
Yeah, answering this question quickly. You already have more than enough amanita inside of you through the time that you gathered. All you have to do is just to focus on communication. So I would just focus on making the diary and focusing on just structuring, because you will hear everything. You have a deep connection with amanita already.
Yeah. And the second is, do you have experience with, instead of writing diary, to speak it on a dictaphone or something, if you have resistance or no time to write down?
So I'll tell you like this. I had in the beginning a diary, which was an audio diary. So I was reading it like for a long time, every day. And, and then when came the moment that I decided, okay, now I will listen it through. I put it together and understood that there's like more than 12 or 13 hours of recordings. And then when my mind saw that, it's like, fuck that. It's like, it will say like, oh, maybe tomorrow. It's like, oh, I need a whole day, or maybe I need a week off. Like it found so many, explanations why like I should do it later. So, but when we write, like the text, it's very exact. And exactly rereading the text, it's really fast. So afterwards, like you write every day 3-5 minutes, you're going to have at the end of your year, like almost 200 A4 pages of your biography. But it's your biography and it's really fast to read it through compared to listening through. So that's why, from my experience, the most effective thing is to write down, because you write down only the most important things. But of course, you can make an audio, and you can even do, it's also cool to make a video, like 90 seconds every day. You just 90 seconds, you put the phone and you go like how I felt, morning, daytime, evening time, what were the events, the conclusion, and the question. And this is also can work out. With video, it's much more interesting because literally audio and then afterwards listening to it, it gathers so much. So that's why if you decide to make such more an audio diary, I recommend to make it audio video and to set yourself a limit of time. No, like when you're sharing, that it wouldn't become like too long, because afterwards the main point is to analyze it. So you could see the conclusions. And for the analysis, from my experience, like in a written form, it's a lot more easier to structure, analyze, and to take out the wisdoms.
So that would be nice just to combine. I can speak just to reflect, have an audio, and afterwards write down what I reflected and what conclusions I get out of it. Just put it in the diary in written form. Yes, thank you.
Welcome. And just one small comment that right now there is already such good instruments where you can record your audio, and then we'll transcript it into a written form. And then you can, from there, just take out all the things that are important. Maybe for you, it's more comfortable to do it in this way. So just a second, Joe. First was Samir raising the hand.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, our happy lion.
A quick question just come to my mind. What was the example of Japanese thing about creating habit?
First day, we do it for 1 minute. Second day, we do it for 2 minutes. Third day, for 3 minutes. So we add 1 minute every day to that habit. Because for 1 minute, our brain doesn't find the excuses, or it doesn't find the strong excuses why we cannot do it now. Because our brain always tries to manipulate us, so not to use the energy. Well, I'll share about it in my future lectures, but I'll just explain. Do you know why we as humanity, we're lazy? Because it's the algorithm of the brain. It's not our soul, it's the brain. So the physical brain and the physical, let's say, reality, it tries to save the energy up to a critical point. So for example, we don't have a critical point, our brain will use all of the methods it can to save the energy. If a critical point happens, like something very dangerous or attack on our life, it opens this energy and we become who we are. In the rest, it falls back to sleep and tries to keep us under control. So this is how it works in nature. Nature doesn't use the energy if it doesn't need to use the energy. Like if, for example, predators are hunting, once they hunt and they catch the food, then afterwards they eat and they relax up to the point they are hungry again. So, and in the same way, our brain is always testing us. Is this an important action? Or is it something where actually I don't need to do it and I can save the energy? So our brain constantly is using two methods of manipulating our consciousness. The two main methods, how our brain tries to manipulate our consciousness. First, it uses logic, explaining why we should do it tomorrow, explaining why we shouldn't do it today. So it uses logic. So, and then afterwards, it uses emotions. So emotions and logic, it comes from the brain. Remember this. Emotion and logic, it comes from the brain, and they exist to manipulate our consciousness. So for example, you return back home, you want to do something important for yourself, And then your brain tells you, oh, you did today such a great job. You did so many things. Oh, come on, relax. Have a beer, have a joint, like watch some series, relax. Tomorrow in the morning, you're going to do your sports. You're going to write your diary. You're going to do everything tomorrow in the morning. And then it sends a feeling of tiredness, that you're so super tired after this day. So to support its manipulation. So as a result, the brain uses two methods. It sends the logical attack on the consciousness, explaining why we should do it tomorrow. And then it's an emotional attack that it creates a feeling that we have less energy and that we're tired. But that's a total illusion and bullshit. Because if you would have a critical moment at this point, or there would run in an angry dog trying to bite you, trust me,
True.
you will so quickly become so energetic, so smart, the time will go slow. You will act like a genius in finding a solution to here right now. So the aspect about exactly consciousness and development is to learn to use your own avatar and to use your brain for your benefit. That your avatar and your brain would serve you and the purposes that is important for your soul. Because now the system is using our brain and our avatar for its uses. And there's very, very few humans which control with their soul their avatars. That's why majority of people are existing, but there's very, very less people who truly live. So I hope this answers the question. So Joe, please.
Yeah, just quick question, because I was on the antibiotics for 1 week.
Yeah.
And was finished today. So just wondering if I should keep a little break from starting with Amanita, or?
It's totally fine. You can start today. Just know there's a big difference, like even the word antibiotics, anti-bio. So it's anti-life. Like antibiotics is the most critical point that the doctors are literally putting in the elements that are killing many types of bacteria and also healing elements inside of our structure. When we're using plant medicines, then our body has absolutely like no issues in working with it. Well, I'll try to explain you like in this way. When we're using chemistry and like antibiotics and medicine, it is made in artificial way. It usually has some kind of one element that they chemically push together and the person eats it. All of chemistry, it can be compared as if you need energy, as let's say you need money, and you go to a bank. Like this is the same way when a person needs energy and healing and he takes chemical medicine. It's like going to a bank and asking for energy. The more energy it gives, the higher the price and the interest the person will pay. So, and with nature, it's already so perfect. It has everything. It doesn't need anything from you. You can simply share. So nature, it's rich. Corporations and banks are poor and stupid. So they need your energy. They need from you something, but nature doesn't. And our body, it doesn't know how to work with banks and corporations and pharmaceuticals and chemistry. But our body definitely knows how to work with nature because we're part of it. So when we're taking any type of nature, our body can very easily decompose all of the elements that it needs. And if it doesn't need anything, it just throws it away. But with chemistry, it cannot do that because the structure of the crystal is so pressed that majority of the things first are not, let's say, kind of digestible, that the organism cannot take those elements in. And secondly, a big chunk of this chemistry gets stuck in the body. So for example, I don't know if Esteban is right now not here, but when we work with him, he shared about his almost 12 years of chronic depression, that eventually, after the first month of microdosing, he stopped to take different like pharmaceuticals. Then the second month, like let go, including also alcohol, and joined up for the ceremony. And then afterwards said, like, Vadim, I'm not on the meds, like I'm not drinking, like everything is developing good, but I don't feel happy. And then I told him, fast for 3 days. So he fasted. In this 3 days of fasting, his body cleaned from the inside all of the shit which gathered inside of his body through this like 10, 12 years of using medications. And through that, he cleansed his body and he became alive again. He became happy again. He started to feel it. So of this reason, just know, chemical medication plus chemical medication, it's always bad and it's dangerous. But chemical medication with nature, it's always good. So you can combine nature with chemistry, or you can combine nature with nature. Your body knows how to work with nature in any case. It will always take in what it needs, and what it doesn't need, it will just let it loose.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome, Joe. You're welcome.
And by the way, I just want to add, I always try to avoid antibiotics, like so many years, but just because it saved me from an operation, so I did.
Of course. I understand, brother. And just know that not the antibiotics are the answer, but your happiness. Once you make it clear what is the conflict inside, you will heal without anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any more questions that you would like to find out for today? Well, go, Dominic.
Yeah, it's just interesting for me. For weeks on my left foot, how to say, Ferse, on the back, it's still like a pressure point. And yesterday I was in the woods. It was cold. I was barefoot, and then it's kind of inflamed. But you have this knowledge about what has to doing body issues with I don't know, emotional things. Maybe you have an idea. It's on my left foot.
Left foot?
Yes.
Yeah, just a quick answer to everyone. Like if you have ever pain in your body, or you get an incident and you hit something, pay attention where came the hit or where you have the pain. The right side, this is male energy. So it's all connected with male topics, male energy and conflicts. Left side is female. So it's all connected with woman energy. And then you just analyze where you got the hit or where you have the pain. So you said you have in the foot, right?
Yes.
So when we speak about feet are created to walk, right? So it's about speed. So as you have in the left foot, it means that you're in a hurry with some kind of woman topic inside of yourself, where you're rushing when you should be more relaxed. And second, if it's, let's say, around the knee, the pain, then it's usually connected with flexibility, that you're too flexible or not flexible in this topic. So just try to analyze in your life which kind of woman energy conflicts you might have inside of you, and find the right answer, because currently your mind thinks one thing, but the soul wants another thing.
Just to add, it's very interesting that Bettina had almost the same in the right foot at almost the same time. So already at her foot is gone, but yeah, thanks. I already know.
Beautiful. But we're gonna, for the future, try to keep our calls for about 1.5 hours long. Today is just such an exception that we got to know each other. But I'm very grateful that all of you have stayed there right now. Look, it's like 2.5 hours. Ooh, great job, everyone. So this is just the beginning. I'm very happy that all of us got to know each other in a public way. And I think it's really cool that we have such different people, but such very similar requests. And I have very good feeling about the results and the outcome of our 2 months of work. So Dear friends, thank you very much for sharing your energy, for sharing your life, for sharing everything. And may you remember that you're the creator of your life, you're the destroyer of your life, and you're the transformer of your life. It's all you. So use your power and understand what you truly want and make it real. So be happy, be yourself, and may your soul guide the path. Namaste.
Namaste to all. Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yes, goodbye. Thank you very much, everyone. And if there's anything, always drop me a personal message. And soon I'll upload the video. Namaste. See you all. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.